Show map. Welcome to episode 1 of Pakistan Narrative Files, History versus Evidence. Today we investigate a fundamental historical question: who built the magnificent Indus Valley Civilization across modern Pakistan and northwestern India? Timeline: between 700 and 5500 BCE, Neolithic beginnings in the Indus region established early farming settlements such as Mehrgarh in Balochistan, marking the vital transition from pastoralism to settled agriculture. Archival photo: early farming communities cultivated wheat and barley while domesticating cattle, sheep, and goats, laying the foundational demographic and subsistence base that enabled subsequent centuries of urban expansion. Infographic: the intrinsic motivation to organize, trade, and survive environmental fluctuations drove local populations to innovate pottery styles, copper metallurgy, and expansive inter-regional trade networks across the Indus Basin. Timeline: during the early Harappan Regionalization Era from 5500 to 2600 BCE, scattered village communities steadily grew into walled towns, developing standardized pottery and establishing regional economic interdependence. Show map. Geographically, the civilization eventually spanned over 1.25 to 1.5 million square kilometers, encompassing modern-day Pakistan, northwestern India, and parts of southeastern Afghanistan across the Indus and Ghaggar-Hak river basins. Timeline: the mature Harappan integration era from 2600 to 1900 BCE marked the absolute peak of the civilization, featuring standardized weights, grid system town planning, and monumental public architecture. Satellite image: cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro sustained populations between 30,000 and 60,000 residents each, presenting monumental challenges in urban waste management, water supply, and civic food distribution. Archival photo: the standardization of kiln-fired bricks in precise 4:2:1 ratios across hundreds of disparate settlements signaled centralized economic planning and rigorous architectural oversight without obvious royal tyranny. Infographic: what was truly at risk during these urban expansions was public health and sanitary survival, necessitating engineering marvels that prevented disease across densely packed mercantile cities. Archival photo: excavations reveal sophisticated covered underground drainage systems connected to soak pits, proving that urban hygiene was prioritized on an unprecedented scale across the entire civilization. Archival photo: the Great Bath of Mohenjo-Daro stands as a monumental waterproof public water basin lined with bitumen, reflecting early elite public architecture and traditions of ritual purification. Infographic: church stone cubicle weight scaling in strict binary and decimal systems indicate a highly regulated mercantile economy with centralized taxation and standardized commercial exchange across all provinces. Document highlight: Mesopotamian cuneiform records explicitly reference trade with Meluha, which Assyriologists widely accept as the ancient designation for the Indus Valley Civilization or its coastal partners. Show map: maritime and land trade routes moved carnelian beads, lapis lazuli, ivory, timber, and copper across the Arabian Sea, linking Indus ports like Lothal directly to Sumerian city-states. Timeline: by 2200 BCE, the civilization reached its maximum territorial integration, managing over 1,500 recorded sites while maintaining a distinct absence of monumental palaces, royal tombs, or central temples. Quote source: without palaces or kings, scholars debate whether governance rested upon a decentralized merchant oligarchy, corporate guilds, or an egalitarian coalition of civic leaders managing urban infrastructure. Timeline: as we transition into our next analytical phase, we confront the persistent 19th-century colonial theories that attributed this urban marvel to external invasions rather than indigenous development. Archival photo: Sir Mortimer Wheeler famously hypothesized an Aryan military invasion destroyed Mohenjo-Daro, basing his claim on unburied skeletons and Rigvedic verses describing the destruction of fortresses. Infographic: modern archaeology has decisively rejected Wheeler's massacre theory, showing that isolated skeletal trauma represented random unburied casualties during abandonment phases, not a synchronized military slaughter. Timeline: chronological data proves the Indus civilization flourished between 2600 and 1900 BCE, whereas Indo-Aryan speakers arrived in the subcontinent much later during the late 2nd millennium BCE, between 1500 and 1000 BCE. Satellite image: multi-proxy paleoclimate research led by scientists like Liviu Giason demonstrates that a catastrophic weakening of the summer monsoon caused the gradual drying and shifting of river systems. Show map: the drying of the Ghaggar-Hak river basin, historically identified with the Vedic Sarasvati River, forced systemic agricultural failure and triggered massive urban deurbanization and eastward migration. Infographic, groundbreaking archaeogenetic studies, including Shinde et al. In 2019, extracted ancient DNA from Harappan skeletal remains at Rakhigarhi, transforming our understanding of the civilization's demographic makeup. Infographic, genetic sequencing revealed that Indus Valley individuals completely lacked steppe MLBA ancestry, possessing instead a unique, indigenous genetic blend of ancient ancestral South Indian and Iranian-related hunter-gatherer ancestry. Timeline. This definitive genetic evidence disproves any direct equation of mature IVC builders with incoming Central Asian Indo-Aryan pastoralists, establishing deep indigenous roots for the South Asian population. Archival photo. Despite genetic and chronological distinctions, material culture shows undeniable continuities into later Indian history, including metallurgy, agricultural techniques, and water management reservoirs. Archival photo. Iconography like the famous Pashupati seal reflects early Proto-Shiva figures and yoga-like meditative postures, bridging Harappan spiritual motifs with later Hindu religious traditions. Infographic, however, significant cultural disparities remain. The IVC was profoundly urban, highly standardized, and literate via its unread script, whereas early Vedic culture was pastoral, rural, oral, and militaristic. Archival photo. The horse, Equus caballus, is ubiquitous in Vedic literature and fire sacrifice rituals, whereas undisputed horse remains in mature IVC strata remain extremely rare and fiercely contested among zoologists. Document highlight. Over 4,000 inscribed objects featuring roughly 400 distinct glyphs have been recovered, yet the Indus script remains undeciphered due to the total absence of bilingual inscriptions like a Rosetta Stone. Infographic. Epigraphists like Asko Par and Iravatham Mahadevan argue the script encodes an agglutinative language, leading to the leading working hypothesis that it belongs to the Proto-Dravidian language family. Show map. Supporting the Dravidian hypothesis is the geographical survival of Brahwi, a Dravidian language spoken in Balochistan today, representing a linguistic island left behind by ancient populations. Timeline. Alternative epigraphic theories argue for Indo-Aryan, Munda, or independent language families, rendering all linguistic attributions tentative pending a verified and universally accepted decipherment. Official position. The Archaeological Survey of India emphasizes deep civilizational continuity from the Harappan era through Vedic times into modern India, supporting excavations at Rakhigarhi, Dhalavira, and Vadnagar. Official position. Pakistan's Department of Archaeology and Museums maintains and protects major World Heritage sites like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa, framing them as foundational elements of Pakistan's regional heritage. Show map. Dhalavira, located on Kadir Bet Island in Gujarat, showcases unique stone architecture, sophisticated cascading water management reservoirs, and massive defensive fortification walls. Show map. Lothal, situated near the Gulf of Khambhat in Gujarat, features the world's earliest known tidal dockyard, proving advanced Harappan understanding of maritime engineering and tidal dynamics. Show map. Kalibangan in northern Rajasthan reveals ploughed agricultural fields dating to the early Harappan period alongside fire altars that sparked intense academic discussions regarding ritual practices. Archival photo. Exquisite artistic artifacts such as the limestone priest king and the bronze dancing girl figurine demonstrate mastery over metallurgy and advanced lost wax casting techniques. Archival photo. Terracotta mother goddess figurines and miniature wheeled carts recovered across multiple sites point to widespread domestic cult practices and standardized toy manufacturing for children. Infographic. Urban planning across the Indus realm utilized precise cardinal orientation, with major streets intersecting at right angles and residential houses featuring private wells and bathrooms. Timeline. The transition from the mature Harappan integration to the late Harappan localization era between 1900 and 1300 BCE saw regional fragmentation and the abandonment of major urban centers. Show map. Populations migrated southward toward Gujarat, eastward into the Gangetic Plains, and central India, adapting to localized rural economies and smaller farming hamlets. Timeline. By 1000 BCE, the establishment of Iron Age painted grey where cultures in northern India marked the full integration of post-Harappan societies with incoming Indo-Aryan linguistic groups. Infographic. Modern multidisciplinary research successfully bridges archaeology, genetics, and paleoclimate science to resolve century-old debates regarding who built this monumental ancient civilization. Archival photo. Early excavations at Harappa by Daya Ram Sani and Mohenjo-Daro by R.D. Banerjee under John Marshall in the 1920s revealed that civilization in South Asia was far older than previously imagined. Timeline: subsequent decades of careful stratigraphic excavation expanded the map of known Harappan sites from a few river valley towns into a vast continental network. Infographic: remote sensing and satellite imagery continue to uncover hidden paleochannels, proving that ancient settlement patterns strictly followed flowing water sources long since dried up. Quote source: renowned archaeologists like Gregory L. Kenoyer and Gregory Possehl emphasize that the Indus civilization was an indigenous South Asian achievement rooted in local cultural evolution. Timeline: as scientific rigor replaces colonial speculation, we understand that the builders of the Indus Valley were the biological and cultural ancestors of modern South Asians. Show map: from the arid hills of Balochistan to the tidal flats of Gujarat, this vast civilization demonstrated mastery over urban planning, commerce, and environmental adaptation. Infographic: yet, despite immense archaeological progress, fundamental mysteries persist regarding their political administration, religious hierarchy, and the complete decipherment of their writing system. Timeline: in our upcoming episodes of Pakistan Narrative Files, we will explore deeper into how this civilization collapsed, the migration of its peoples, and the enduring legacies left behind. Quote source: understanding the Indus Valley is essential not merely for historical curiosity, but for comprehending the deep civilizational and ecological foundations of the entire South Asian subcontinent. Show map: thank you for watching episode 1 of Pakistan Narrative Files, History vs. Evidence. Subscribe to our channel as we continue our investigative journey into the true history of South Asia.